Imagine waking up every day to find a terrifying entity standing at the foot of your bed, staring at you with a gaze that pierces your heart with fear. This isn't just a story, it's the real-life events that Ali experienced during his teenage years. Decades later, this mysterious being returns under even more horrifying circumstances. What happened to Ali and his son? And why is this entity haunting them? Watch now and uncover the truth that will leave you breathless. Every morning, I would wake up and find him standing at the foot of my bed. His eyes were red and his face was terrifying. "This must be a jinn or a demon," said Ali, who was 17 years old at the time. Ali recounts that the first incident happened when he was standing in front of the bathroom mirror. That experience made him lose all sense of time. He couldn't tell how long he had been standing there. He was combing his hair as usual when he began staring at his reflection. Suddenly, behind him appeared what seemed to be a normal person, but with horrifying features and a massive build. His face was covered in deep wrinkles, and his eyes were blood red, terrifying beyond imagination. Ali says that as terrifying as the sight was, the moment that figure appeared, he felt a tingling sensation throughout his body and became paralyzed. He couldn't even lift his feet off the ground. He wanted to scream, but his mouth wouldn't open. Warm tears streamed down his cheeks, yet he couldn't blink his eyes. The figure stared at Ali through the mirror without moving or reacting, but that gaze was enough to make Ali feel like his heart might stop from the sheer terror. Ali said he remained in that state, frozen, unable to determine how much time had passed. He only realized he had been standing there for a long time when his family started knocking on the bathroom door, calling his name. He could hear them clearly, but couldn't respond or move. He heard his mother screaming, joined by his younger siblings, until his father broke down the door. They were shocked to find Ali standing there, crying in front of the mirror. As soon as they entered, the figure vanished into thin air. Ali spent the next 3 days in a state of shock. He didn't speak, eat, or drink. Doctors found nothing physically wrong with him, and no one could explain his condition. On the 3rd day, he began speaking again, entirely on his own, after losing his voice for those 3 days. He told his family what had happened in the bathroom. His father immediately took him to a local Quranic healer in their village. The healer recited some Quranic verses over Ali to check for signs of possession or witchcraft, but Ali appeared completely normal and unaffected. The healer reassured Ali's father that the boy was fine and suggested that what he had seen might have been a hallucination or psychological episode. He advised seeking a neurologist if the incident happened again. Days turned into months, and a year passed since the incident. It was forgotten until one day Ali woke up to see the same figure standing at the foot of his bed, staring at him with the same terrifying gaze he had seen in the mirror. Ali says that as soon as he saw it, he rubbed his eyes repeatedly to make sure he was awake and seeing clearly. He then ran out of his room, screaming like a madman. His hysterical screams echoed through the house, and no one could calm him down or understand what was happening. His father, along with some neighbors, rushed him to the hospital, where he was given a sedative to calm him down. Later, Ali explained to his father and the doctor what he had seen. His father told the doctor this wasn't the first time, mentioning that he had already taken Ali to a Quranic healer who confirmed there was nothing wrong with him. Ali was admitted to the hospital for a long period of medical observation and treatment, but his condition only worsened with each passing day. He would wake up every morning screaming and crying about seeing the same figure standing at the foot of his bed. He wouldn't calm down without receiving a sedative. No one believed him. Everyone treated him as if he were mentally ill. Ali remained in the mental health facility for 3 years, from the age of 17 to 21. His body became frail, his cheekbones jutted out, and his features changed so much that his mother would weep bitterly every time she saw him. The facility eventually released him, claiming they could no longer help him and were convinced that his condition was deteriorating and that he might not survive much longer. Ali returned home, and his father began searching for another Quranic healer after medical treatments had failed. A kind soul referred him to a reputable healer. The healer recited Quranic verses over Ali and came to the same conclusion as the previous healer. There was nothing wrong with Ali, and what he was experiencing could either be hallucinations or psychological distress. Strangely enough, after the visit to the healer, Ali stopped waking up terrified, and his condition began to improve. He later said that the terrifying figure had stopped appearing to him. Years passed, and Ali regained his health and strength. He resumed a normal life. Everyone believed that his ordeal had been nothing more than hallucinations or a psychological condition, or perhaps even a jinn that had decided to leave him alone. At 28 years old, Ali got married and had a son named Muhammad. His life was perfectly normal, but one day Muhammad woke up crying and told his father that he had seen someone standing at the foot of his bed. The description matched the figure Ali had seen during the darkest periods of his life. The heartbreaking part was that Muhammad couldn't handle what he saw. One day Ali entered his son's room to find him dead, his face frozen in an expression of terror. The cause of death was ruled as cardiac arrest. Now Ali, known as Hajj Ali, is 81 years old, living alone after the death of his wife and only son. He says the jinn still appears to him every night, standing at the foot of his bed. But the difference now is that he has grown used to its presence and no longer fears it.